Hey everyone, welcome back. So in today's video it's going to be a bit of an upgrade. I've just got a delivery, but I'm going to explain this part for it to make sense. As you can see here, my wardrobe is currently empty and there's no longer an A1 Mini. For the last few months that I've been using it in this wardrobe, with some of the updates from Bamboo Lab, when you're printing or doing anything standalone, the vibrations are a bit more mental than they used to be, so I no longer put in there. And my last video that I did was a run through of my setup, which was the top cube and the A1 Mini and the AMS up here. Behind me, it's the most like ghetto starting setup ever, but I've got my A1 Mini on a stool and I've got the AMS on the wall, with my lamp that used to be up here now hanging from my wardrobe. A few days later I decided to go for a bit of a change with the setup. A few things after that has been changed and I decided to buy a few things. And at the end of that video I did say that I was going to put a voting system somewhere, but since I've not got 500 subscribers I can't put it on the actual screen, so I had to go for the post section on my YouTube channel page. And it was either buy the A1, the P1S or go even bigger. And a lot of the votes did say to go even bigger, with some of them saying to go with the P1S. So I thought, why not do some big upgrades in the meantime while I'm waiting for everything to happen. I got a knock on the door and it is the new upgrade. Boom. It is the Bamboo Lab P2S, their newest edition of the fleet. Wasn't wanting to buy the A1, I just done that as an excuse to have 3 options. I knew that this was going to be happening also from the P1S, so that's why I decided to go for something bigger. All this is maybe changing, and I've got a few things coming on Tuesday, and this is currently Sunday. I am going to end this clip here until other things come, but I just want to shoot this intro now, only because it's a Sunday. I want to get this thing unboxed, ready and using before Tuesday, but I wanted to do the intro before anything changes because on Tuesday there's another special delivery. So I will leave it at that, and due to the power of video editing, everything will make sense. I don't know how long this clip will last, it will die, but I'm just using this as like a background thing to open the printer. I just let my camera record for a while I unboxed it. I'm not going to do a proper unboxing because you've seen everyone do it, but I just want to give you a rundown because this is my first time seeing like a bigger printer. Took everything apart: power cable, spool, screen, and then toolbox, and then I'm guessing that's for to go around here, but wow. So to give you a bit of an idea, I'm used to this. This is what I've been used to for almost a year. Look at the difference. Oh my god. I just wanted to do a quick like unboxing style time lapse, and there's nothing else I can really do except read the instructions because I want to make sure it's done properly. But I'm going to do all the vibration tests and all that on the ground, and then as soon as it's ready for its first print it's going there, and then after that we'll get to Tuesday. So the last clip you've seen is when I says I was going to pick this camera up when my things have been delivered, and I'm pretty sure they have been. So I'm just going to quickly go and have a look. But here we go. So that's the 2 parcels being delivered. This one here, which I'm guessing is the shelving rack, and this one here is the post. So I'm going to quickly just bring the 2 of them upstairs. So I can't tell you the last time I recorded, it's been about a day or so. I have now managed to get all this area clean, and it's just waiting for this printer to finish up a print that I'm doing, which should be just 16 minutes. So as soon as that print's all done, I will then move this, plus the extension, plus the lights, everything like that, out of here. Then that way we can get the shelf done. But I think what I'm going to do is, because I've seen a lot of YouTubers who do a whole video of them setting it up, cleaning and stuff and just all that, but I want to do it a bit different. So I want to keep this nice, short, sweet and keep it all good. So what I'm going to do is I will cut when this is done and the printers are away, like this. And just like that, everything's gone, everything's cleared. I am going to take this off, but I'm going to leave that to now because that lets me balance the other one that I'm going to do for this other side onto that. But man, I didn't realise how heavy these printers are. I thought this one was heavy, but this print here is for the P2S. A lot of because the P2S is that new, there's not really anything about it yet, but these ones have been made for the P1S, but I'm just hoping they work. I'm just using some PATG just to see it. If it doesn't work, I'll bin them. I've done a few tries, but we'll get going. So I've got one up at the moment. I'm going to keep this shelf there because under it can be for the filament. Printer will be there, and then I'm going to try and see what the height is, and then when I can have measurements for the P2S plus the AMS that I'm wanting to buy, then I can measure it to the next bit, and then the next bit will have the A1 Mini, which is there, and I'll take that off the wall and put it next to it. So yeah, I'm going to just set up roughly these shelves, and then I'll get back to you when that's done. So see you in a second. And just like that, we have got one shelf up, which is a bit of a hard one because you need to use these and then the small bits, then use another bit like this in the middle, then put this on top. So minus that, it's a good shelf. I'm just hoping it'll hold properly because these, they're a bit flimsy, but there's a bit on the middle that helps, so I'm assuming it's going to work. Right now I've got that one. I'm going to do the measurements for the P2S and the measurements online for the AMS to fit, and I'm going to put a shelf above it, and that's where the Mini will go. So I'm just going to get this sorted, and then I'll get back to you when it's done. And just like that, I think I've got the layout I want. So I am going to go for putting the A1 Mini up here, so I'll have the A1 Mini and the AMS, or whatever way around. I'm going to keep it up there for all my normal stuff, so like filament dryers and stuff that I'm not using. Down on this one will be for my P2S and when I get at my AMS, or I might put them on top. At the moment I think I've measured it and I think it might fit fine. There's a middle section here, so I might need to keep it on this side and do that, and then under here I'll just keep all my filament because right now all this is here and I've got boxes up here, so I might use that as a storage bit. But yes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut now to when I've got the A1 Mini on here, P2S, and then we'll see what happens from there. And just like that, I've got all them on now. I think I might have measured it wrong for the AMS because the AMS might be able to make it just under here. You can see there's like a wee lip here and this part here, so I think it might fit in this wee gap here. I'll need to do some measurements, but I don't know if I'll be able to have the AMS plus the glass risers here, because these do literally have about 1.5 inches of height, and sometimes I will want to keep this open, so I might need to come back to this later on, but for the meantime I think I've got all where I need it to be. The A1 Mini and the AMS is staying on the top. I want that to be on the top. I didn't want it to go any higher because if it was here then I wouldn't actually be able to see the build plate at all easy, and if I was to do that then I've measured it and it's like the top cube all over again. I think it's got about this much space and I don't want that, so I'm going to get the A1 Mini, AMS and P1S all powered up just as a quick tester, see what happens, and from there we'll get going on to the next part. And my fingers are starting to hurt, so I'm just going to do a cut like this. So 3, 2, 1, just like that. Both are all powered up. Running into my first problem, which is the A1 Mini being up here, my extension cable is actually hovering. So I might need to find a way to attach that to the underside or the back end of this thing here. But for the meantime, we think we've got everything all good. I have been made aware that I'm actually getting my second parcel delivered within a couple of days, which will be fine for this vlog, which is to do with that. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to get my filament dryer over there for the meantime. All my accessories here. I might make like a spool holder or something, or display thing, so all of this can then be under this one, and that'll be that set. But I think this is the main idea we're wanting to do at the moment, and I think this will just be enough, so if I get my next printer I have a space for it here as well. And then if I do get another one, I will then get rid of this and then have another one. So that's the main thing. But this one is the IKEA bror shelf, which is the 40 centimeters width by 85 centimeters length and the height of 190. So that's why I've got that shelf just over enough, just perfectly, which is fine. And my measurement, you can see that black dot works in perfectly to that, which is great. But I've got another wee trick up my sleeve for this. So what I'm going to do is, for the meantime, I think I'm just going to leave it like this because it is currently 4 o'clock in the evening and I've been doing this since about 1 o'clock. Doesn't sound like much, but yeah, that's a lot. So I am going to do a random cut and you'll see the next part that I'm focusing on. 3, 2, 1, boom. Just like that. I have now finally got lighting, which was a bit of a hard one to make, but if I go under this bit here, you see, works perfectly. And all these are done with daisy chained LEDs. So if I come around here, I've got LEDs all over the place. I've got 2 going up there. I've got 2 coming this way, going to down here, underneath. And these are daisy chained. I'm going to have everything in the description just for now, but I just need to sort out this wire here because this one's a bit loose. But yes, they're all daisy chained. I had to do them a few times because I originally wanted to do 2 there, 2 there and 2 there. But because there's such a gap between this printer, I was only able to do it, so I had to work this way. So I did 2 going down to here, 2, a long one going there, and there's only 1 here. So sorry, it's not like any other YouTuber that shows you how to do stuff. I just wanted it to be boom, 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 quick, simple. I don't think this is the end. That's me done for tonight at least, because I want to see if these LEDs stick, because I have put them on the edge, which is quite thin, as you can see up here. The edges are quite thin, so I'm going to see if it holds up, but right now this wire here is being pulled because I put it under the shelf, which if you look under here, the wire is really on tension, so I need to just make sure that that stays. But for the meantime, this is, I think, how I'm going to do things, because I've got 2 types that I've got at the moment. One's not bigger than the other, but, well, if I put it this way, these are the 2 types, which I want to do for air circulation, because I don't just want to randomly always have my door open like that, because then it just looks wrong. So I would rather just have air circulation up here, which is what I'm aiming for. So that is the way I want my printer to be. I did do them in red to test them, and I only had some red left, but I'm transitioning to PETG grey because it suits the colour of the printer better. But I only did 2 of them, 1 there and 1 here. I like to keep it like that just so there's air coming up the way, because with this printer it's obviously not enclosed, but I like the air to be out here so I can keep the door shut. First rule of 3D printing is do. Talk about 3D printing. There you go, you heard it here first. I will just need to wait and see how this turns out, but right now it's just a work in progress. LEDs might fall off, I don't know, but if they do I will decide to either drill them or glue them. I think I'm going to pick this up later on when more stuff's arrive, because right now I don't want to end it. There's still a lot of things to be done. I'm going to maybe put the extension, mount it to the wall or do something, because I don't really care about wires coming down. I don't care one bit about that. I just want the printers to be in a place where it's not 1 here and 1 there. So yeah, I'll catch you when I've got the next part of this done. It's currently 1:10 in the morning. I managed to set up the printers to the point where I've got them both on, and I just want to show you before tomorrow when I change a few things, but here's where I've got to. That printer's on, making a slimmer poop chute for behind here, and this printer's on, making more of them things for around the bezel. But this is what it currently looks like. So I'll pick this up in the morning when I do a few more adjustments. But so far, some of the LED lights from up here have fell down, so I've had to stick them back up again. So tomorrow's job might be to end up just saying why not and glue them. But up to now, not bad. Yeah, it's been a long day though. So if you remember earlier on in the video, I did announce that I had another package on the way. So I did mention in this video earlier on that I was getting another parcel, and it has been delivered, and due to the excitement I had, I just kind of put it on and just used it without making a whole clip for it. So I decided why not do it now, but the printer's currently printing at the moment. Here it is. So I have now got the AMS2 Pro. So I originally bought this printer on its own, and then I thought, well, I'll buy the AMS because I've got the AMS that I had this single and then bought this after it, so I've done the same with that. But what I didn't realise is you need a filament buffer, so I had to buy one of them as well. So during this whole video I've actually had the AMS2 Pro the whole time, but the parts that I've had to cut out from me trying to hide it, when I started the video I had it in the wardrobe, I had to move it away. Then when I showed you the printer, I had the AMS down here, so I couldn't really video it much because I was want to try and make a whole big thing of it, but I decided not to. So yeah, I've got it here, it's now installed. I had to wait on the filament buffer coming, and now it's on. So I'm not going to lie to you, it's so weird going from this, which is like the way it is now, to this all enclosed, but it is one of the best ones I've had, and I left it all last night to dry, which I might put. I've had to kind of flip a few clips around because I've explained that I've had that in a few clips when I didn't really want to say that. So after this you'll see a clip where I'm putting the filament dryer on, and it was going all night until this morning, which is today. So today is actually Friday. So this clip is going to get thrown in somewhere randomly after I've announced that I've got the AMS2 Pro. But I managed to buy the filament buffer for it after it was out of stock. It finally got delivered today, but it's now the next day because it's 1:30 in the morning. But it's on currently, and as you can see here, if I know how to do it, it is currently drying. So it's at 45 degrees, and I've left it for 10 hours because I'm wanting to do a print tomorrow, and I'm just going to listen to that at night, and I'm going to put my TV on, but that's going to dry, and then go recharge the Descant tomorrow. It's something different. I've never had a bigger printer, I've only been used to the A1 Mini, and now that the drying function's on, I'm going to leave that overnight because I can listen to stuff at night, not a problem. But yeah, this is so good. I do have to admit though, the drying function, I put it on for 45 degrees for 10 hours, but when I got up it had like an hour left and I just stopped it. Wow, this thing's good, but having this on overnight is brilliant for like white noise. But yeah, I just want to show that that's now on, and if we go here, it says here that it's unable to dry because obviously I'm printing stuff, but 23 humidity. I'm going to take the Descant out of these and then recharge them and then put them back in. But I don't understand this line at the top of PETG though. I know that this camera doesn't focus very well. Over here there's a wee line next to PETG and it says it's almost out, so I don't know if that means that it's detecting that the PETG is almost out, but when I actually look at it, there's just under half left. But having it enclosed is so good. I don't know when I last picked this camera up. It's been about probably just over a week, but I remember in my last YouTube video I did mention that I was going to be buying a new printer, and I'll put that clip up now. The next month's project is I am going to be buying a new 3D printer, and this is where you come in. I'm going to leave the vote up for about a week, and then I will then choose the winner. I will have another 3D printer in the collection, and it had been delivered. It's been delivered for about a few days now, and I decided I'm wanting to kind of do a poop shoot kind of funnel system. And instead of me just kind of hiding it, I thought I might as well reveal it now because it's already been delivered. I've set it up and I've been using it. So without further ado, we have now got the Bambu Lab X1 Carbon, which after my A1 Mini I decided I wanted to get a new printer, which this is what this YouTube video was about. So I bought this with the combo edition for the AMS2 Pro, but this didn't arrive because it was a back order. So I had everything else, but I've now set it up and I'm going to show you kind of the layout. So I've took the first shelf and the second shelf because that was where the filament used to be, but I've now changed it so this one's on the first shelf, and I've made it so that just above it is a riser, and then there's a shelf with the AMS, so they two are now together, and then the P2S is now on that shelf, which this one was originally up one, but if I do decide to get another AMS I will put it beside this one at the top, connecting to this one. And I've just had to make a new spool holder because I couldn't put it on the right side. Everything's a bit crammed at the minute. But the A1 Mini is still the same. This shelf has not moved one bit. This is still in the same place, but the light situation's a bit different. So I took all the lights off and I put the magnets behind them, and I tried that for a while. They kept falling. Super glued them, they kept falling. So I decided to put glue and tape. So now, instead of the light switch being there, it's now here. And I've got two light strips under here. And I've got two under here, but there wasn't another wire. So because this is kind of the older printer that I've got, even though it's still new, I have not put any up here. What I've done instead, if I go around this side, is I've just put one on this corner here, because I don't really care about having a light for this one because this isn't any important. So what I wanted to do is just put the light strip on here so you can see these two holes are shining but the rest aren't. That's because the light source is there. But then under these two are still the same lights, but I've got them in a different way. That's why they're not cable managed, because I've been on a solution at the moment, which is why I kind of wanted to record now. So with my addition of the X1 Carbon and the P2S, now I've got a situation. If I come around here and I push the printers out a bit, it's a bit tight, but I've noticed now all this poop is everywhere. All of it. So I am working on a system to have a poop chute here and here with two funnels coming down, and I'm going to try and figure out a way to lead them somewhere. So the one thing that no one warned me about when 3D printing, when you've not just got one, sometimes two, but definitely three like me, is the noise. So I'm currently printing two different chute things to try. I'm trying this one here, which this camera isn't the best at focusing, but this one is a test print that's, I think it's like 4 hours long, and I'm going to test it on both. And up here is the same print, just in a different format. So this is more of a poop chute, but this is more of a square tunnel. So this one's the longest. This is taking 8 hours, and I'm 6 hours and 47 minutes left. This one's taken 5 hours, and I'm currently at 3 hours left. This one is just a funnel that I'm going to try for a different print that might be happening tomorrow. But they only took like an hour, so I'm 28 minutes left. And yeah, that should be it. So after that, I should have an answer to what kind of funnel I want, because some funnels are better on the P2S and some aren't compatible with this one, and other ones are compatible with this one and not this one, so it's just trial and error. But whatever one comes close to it, I'm just going to carve out a wee bit to put the extra screw, and that'll be fine. So when they're all done, they'll be tomorrow's kind of lesson, and we'll see what happens from there, and then from there I can get the next print done. But I just wanted to let you know that just in case. But I am going to end it and come back either later on when I have all of them both finished, but as soon as both of them are all finished, because that one will take like 30 minutes. This one takes 8 hours, this one takes 3. As soon as both of them are done, I'm going to leave them just to like properly cool down and all that. I'm just going to see what happens. But I had to move my spool holder, which is down there, because this bit decided to try and snap on me. So I'm back to using the single one like that, just until I get an AMS, which will be in the next coming weeks. But I'm fine using this one as single print, but I will admit, using both these for a while now, my heart's still with the P2S for some odd reason. So far I've never had a failed print with the X1, but I've only done 3 prints on that compared to the 150 prints I've done on that, and the 2,000 odd prints I've done on that. But yeah, so far so good. And I'll pick this back up tomorrow, because I have a feeling by tomorrow they'll all be done. I'm just going to leave them overnight as well. So yeah, I'll pick this up tomorrow. So that last clip was about 10 hours ago. Stuff that I did on the P2S failed, and they failed quite a lot, because every one of them just kept falling off the plate, and I was able to skip a few of them, but I got to the point only 2 survived, so I just stopped it completely. But the print that was on the X1 Carbon seemed to be kind of an okay option, so what I'm going to do is, I've got my shelving system out again because I want to try and do something with the poop chute, but I keep forgetting I've got a mount on my actual camera to show you. So this is the one I'd done on the X1 Carbon, and this bit attaches onto the poop chute like that with just 2 screws, but for some reason only 1 screw works, so I'm leaving it at that. And then this part here literally connects on the inside, just like that. And then that way, when it's on, it's got this bit, and I printed this bit, so when you put it in, you've got the poop chute that comes down, and you've got this, it can go into sort of like most ways possible. So if you've got it on like that, it can go in many different ways. So I thought, if I can put this one on the P2S, I can make a few more of these to come down. But here's my next problem. Because this one doesn't have an opening here, it's going to be a bit of a struggle when it comes to the purge chute coming to the X1 Carbon. But I made a print, and I just attached it with magnets. This room is really tight now that I've got the shelving rack in it. This was a separate print, which is this one here, and that connects to your bottom printer, and it has an opening at the top and at the bottom. I also mixed with this as well, so this was all one print, but I've done them on 2 plates. So this one's meant to go here on the magnet like that. So I would like to do this and have this one. My only problem is these two, the diameter is 60 millimeters, whereas on this it is literally the same size. So my plan is use this one on the bottom printer and use this one for the top, and as it comes down to this, I'm going to try and mount something that allows me to connect it like this, and then this bit here will have another one of these connectors that goes into a box at the bottom. But I just need to figure out a way to connect these two. I think in order to do this, I'm going to have to move the P2S to where the AMS is, and the AMS to where the P2 is, because I kind of like the way the X1 Carbon is. But to do that, I need to move a shelf up so I can have a box, because I like to have a box here like the last one, like with the A1 Mini. I had a box at the bottom catching all the poop, so that when I do multicolour prints I don't need to worry about it. But to do that, I might need to kind of jimmy up a wee something, but it's either that or I connect this one to the top one, this one to the bottom one, and buy like a PVC tube that connects to both of these, and then I can make something for that, but that defeats the purpose of having a 3D printed part, and I kind of want to make it all 3D printed. And I don't think I'm going to be connecting these mounts to the walls now, because there's more space I need for in order to use this feature. But to be honest, the shaking's not too bad. I might print off 2 more of them wee tube things and see what happens, and then from there I might try and figure out a way to connect them somehow. So that's my plan. So I'm going to come back to you when I'm moving forward with what the next idea is. There we go, just like that. So now that I know that that's working, that took a while. I had to unload and reload the single spool there, but that works, and I've got a bit of an idea. So it's a stupid idea, but it's worth it. I basically need to print double that amount to use at once, but I'll show you. So I am going to be moving this and this other way around, but I have an idea. So I have this one here, which is connected fully using this, so this is fully connected. This bit goes in here, and then this bit's the same, so this connects, this is meant to be the other part that sends it to the box or wherever, and then it connects to this. This goes on here, nice and easily. So I'm thinking, if I turn it like that, and have another one of these long ones coming down like this, and another one like that, then if I was to make another one of these and then cut open this top bit area, or I'll find a way to print it so it's open, then I can technically print another one of these and then glue it to the opening on this bit here, and then that way when it's on this one it'll be like that, and then this pipe can come down to this one, and then this will already have the opening here. I just need to print another one of these and shoot it down the way. Sounds like a stupid idea, but I think I'm on track to something. It just means I practically need to print double that amount. I think I might just plan on doing the X1C and making that print everything, and then if need be hop things to the P2S just to see what happens. But if I do that, I don't have 2 oranges, but I'll make it work. We'll try something and we'll see if that goes, but I think that's going to be the plan. So I'm going to hop onto the X1C, print more of them parts, and then I'll get back to you. So right now I am printing 4 things for this one at the moment, and then on this one I am printing the chute with the hole in it, and then hopefully after 4 hours of them being done I can then test fit a few of them. But until they are done, I'm not going to... Thank you. I'm not going to be switching them at the moment. That'll either be tomorrow or the week after, and depending, but yes. I'm then going to use this one to create a few more other parts, so that I've got just extras just in case. I think that's the plan. Right, so that is the best way I can put it. The frame is probably just a bit smaller than I wanted it to be, but I can easily just shave the ends off. So I think what I might do is, where my fingers are here and on this side, I might just shave them in a bit. But so far that's a perfect fit and I'm so happy at that. So I'm going to go ahead and shave that down a bit, put some glue on it, leave it overnight. I'll come back in the morning when it's all done, and then that'll be that part done. And then it just so happens that I've got these bits going, which are the funnels, and then they're just extra ones just in case I need them. So, but these ones aren't going to get done for another 1 hour and 57 minutes, and this one is 2 hours and 27 minutes, so it's still a while yet. But I'm glad to see that the first part was done the first time, so I'm happy at that. So it's been about 4 or 5 hours since the last clip that I did. I think I'm onto something. Here are kind of the results I went for. So this is the P2S. Got the clip here, and it's going all the way down until it's going into this wee tub that I've got. Not the final product, but I've still made a few that are here, and I'm still making a T-clip on the carbon one, which I don't think I'll need. So I've cut that part out a little bit more, just filed it down, and then I've added it to this one, and I've glued everywhere, as you can probably tell that. So this one's just going to stay up here until it's fully set, which shall be tomorrow morning, and after that I'm then going to put it on to the carbon, and I have this pipe connecting to that one from down here, and then the other end will be this shaft bit here, and that'll go to the next shelf, which will then be hopefully this shoebox. But for now I've got the P1S in here just as a test. Every one of them has been fine so far, and then after tomorrow I might need to readjust some of these as I've mentioned before, but right now I'm making a single holder for the power brick because I realised with the filament buffer on this, as soon as the AMS is connected to the filament buffer, you don't need the power supply to dry filament, whereas on the carbon you need the power supply. It's the weirdest thing ever. And I've also made a new one of these for this side here, so it'll go like that. But yeah, I just need to wait until tomorrow till that sets, and then I'm going to print a few more tubes, and then from there we'll be hopefully on our way. Right now I'm just leaving these, so right now I've got 3 of the smaller tubes getting done on the P2S, and on the carbon I've got a small, well a kind of medium and a large, and they're going to be running through the night. And I think next week I will have the shelf raised up enough for me to get this tubing system sorted out, and then from there we can get going with the rest. I think that's my plan, but I will pick this up next time I record, which will probably be in about 4 days, so anything in between is just a bonus. See you then. More filaments coming through. I've connected this one and this one together, and we're going to see if this loop works. I don't know when it'll purge again. Oh, there we go. As you can see, more poop, and that is from this one being glued, which goes all the way up to this one here, and that is success. So now all I need to do is put a shelf above it, which I've took all these off. So I'm going to put one more of these brackets onto this one, have a storage system here, and then that way when both these are now purging, they'll all go to one place. But I'm recording this like 5 days later, but I can't record everything at the moment because I'm doing this in steps. But that's the system I've got. Tube to there, goes all the way into this one. This one's super glued and all that, and then it'll go to there, which will go to a tube underneath. But so far so good. So I'm going to cut it here to when the system's done, and then I'll get back to you. I have this thing here, which is meant to be, you put the AMS there and you put an AMS on top. Difference with this is you can access the top AMS, but the bottom AMS, because of these ridges here that go kind of like at an angle, you cannot open the bottom one. And I think that sucks, because then that means I can't open that one, I can only open this one. To have an AMS you kind of need to open them. So this is the current riser that I have, which is the blue one down there, which is just the big part and the cross, which is this part here and the cross. But when I'm looking at it I'm like, how does it only show up like this? So this is what I've currently using it for at the moment, which is for storage. Well, the guy's now updated it so that there is another wee bit that goes here, and if you print the same brace, then there's a spot here and here, which makes sense because on this side there is one hole left. So I'm guessing that this part you print again for the hole here and the hole on the next part. So I am going to print, I've got it done here so you can see it. So there used to only be 2 plates to this. There's this one that I've printed, and then the brace, which is what I've got already. But the AMS keeps going onto this bit, so I can't open it. He's now added this part here, which is the V3 extension. So I'm going to print this. Window's been open, which is great. I've got this print done. I'm going to take them off, try to put them on here, see what it's like. And then I'm going to print the brace, which is this green part. Because I've noticed there's holes on this one, which lead to this one as well. And that'll be that set, so I'm going to just set that up, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow when I'm up. So fast forward, I have now printed both of the extension parts here. I put it on, glued it, because I know that I'll never need to undo it. And I've now got the AMS for this one on top, and then the same for the X1C down here. But I managed to push this back a bit and pull this forward, so now it opens freely, which is fine. And I noticed with the power adapter, I don't know about the X1C because the filament buffer's only got one exit, an entrance, whereas on the P2S you can actually use an external PTFE tube and one that's based with the AMS. So I have did that, and I've got my old filament dryer here, which will be the AMS HT hopefully tomorrow, and I'm using black because I'm actually going to print myself a spool holder for the TPU, which is currently drying now, which it's drying at 65 degrees for 4 hours because this print takes just under 4 hours. And then I'm going to use this to mount the TPU spool here, and I'm going to print a rubber shoe. It sounds stupid, but it says it's like a 12-hour print for one of them, and I'm going to do that twice, and that's just like my weekend thing. So I'm going to try that, see how it goes. If it prints too small, not my problem, I've tried it. So in order to do that, I needed to make a SCADA holder because I realised you can't, with the TPU that I've got, I can't feed it through the tube. It doesn't work that way. So I'm going to just do it and leave the glass off and hang it out. But as of now, that one's drying at 65 degrees. These ones are drying because I don't need the X1C using it at the moment. I've been using the A1 Mini to print off all my other stuff, and I've kind of went into a bit of a SCADA kind of frenzy at the moment. So I have got myself a new spray bottle, which looks like someone's makeup thing, but who cares, because my old spray actually gave up, and every time you sprayed it kept leaking. So I bought a new one, and I also bought new isopropyl alcohol, and I put it in this holder thing, which is just a bit too tight, but I think that's perfect. So all I need to do is print more SCADA boards, and I'm going to have a few of them down here with everything I need. So up to now it's kind of working perfectly. From here it's fine. I don't think I'm going to put anything on the top shelf at the moment, because there's no point. Happy where it is. Anytime it's purging on any of them now, it's fine, it's going down here. And I'm going to keep them from my new spools. I made them in ABS just last night, so they're going to be fine. But so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to let this dry for 4 hours, take it out, put it on that. I might update you on what the situation is, I'm not sure. This spool holder literally just I'm testing, but it's 100 gram of filament, so it's not too bad. And then I am going to see what I'm wanting to print with this. But yeah, it's going to be quite the experiment. And now the next day has passed. I have got the shoe downloaded, which is going to be 1 day, 1 hour and 33 minutes at 311 grams of filament. And I've now put the SCADA adapter thing up. I made a wee thing for it here with a tube so that it stays in properly. Cleaned the bed out, and I don't think I'm going to be printing much for today. And I did mention that I was meant to be getting a parcel today. Well, just about 15 seconds ago, a knock at the door. So pointing down to here, it's upside down because I've opened it the wrong way, but it is the AMS HT. And I've kind of unboxed it to the point where it's just all these components, but I thought I would put the camera in a situation where I can show me unboxing it, because in this video I've done it with the printers, so why not do it with this? I'm just going to find out a way to make it look nice. First of all, get the boring stuff out of the way. Plug here, which seems to be nice and wrapped, so I'm guessing that's the power source. And we've got a 6-pin, I'm guessing this is the bus cable which allows you to connect it to an AMS or the printer to allow you to use the AMS plus the HT, but I think that's how it goes anyway. And typical me not reading instructions like normal. Desiccant in the packets here. Instruction manual that no one ever reads. And then next we have got the HT here. So annoyingly they use weird kind of wrapping with annoying sticky tape, so I'm just going to rip it open like anyone else does. Wow, this thing actually kind of looks more compact than I thought. So throw that over there, and here is what it looks like. And I think there is a screen on here, I don't know if it's touchscreen or not, but all the ports here look phenomenal. And so yeah, so power cable here, 2 6-pin bus cables. I think it's a bus cable, but 6-pin connectors nevertheless. And then we've got the filament feeder here, so I'm guessing that's where the filament comes out of. I'm going to assume so, because it's the same as an AMS, just single. And then we've got an air blocker here, and we have got an air blocker under it here as well. But I am going to do a print, probably in the next couple of weeks, that allows me to have this mounted higher up with drawers. But it's like a 10-hour print and like 500 gram of filament, so I'm not really too sure. But I'm going to get this peeled off. Beautiful. Beautiful again. And then for the last one, outstanding. So to open it, I'm guessing you just pull it up. Yeah, so I don't think there's, oh there is. So what I didn't realise is this handle is also the clip, which allows you to click it down, and didn't know that, which is handy. I've got a tube, PTFE tube thing, and on the inside we have just got this thing here which says remove the tape, then remove the packing of desiccant. So I'm guessing you can put desiccant in here. Removed easily. Alright, okay, so somehow, obviously I think I should just read the instructions, but I'm guessing you pull this wee roller off and you can put deskant on the inside, which is quite handy. I think I can make something for that. But yeah, overall, nice, really nice. So just put it down and do you press it? Yes. And it's simple as that. And there is a rubber escape here which says bypass, so I'm going to assume that's for rubber filament, which, to be honest, if only I waited like 4 hours, I could have used this and made something to allow me, instead of using that SCADA's thing for the TPU, but nonetheless. And the only reason I got this, and it's going to sound a bit stupid, but I'll show you here, because I sit right next to the printer stuff, so this is where I sit, and then if I just rotate it I've got my desk in that. But I have got this one, which is great, don't get me wrong, but there's just a lot of stuff that goes wrong with it, as in the air blowers are literally just the silver lining on the bottom here, and that's it. And I did cut out a wee hole here to allow air to escape, and that's why I've got the desk kind of ABS holder thing there, so whenever air comes in or out, the deskant's what absorbs it. But like the situation like this, there isn't really much of a design for it. So the PTFE tubes are either here or here, which is why I've got this secondary spool for my P2S that just goes down like this. There is times when this whole frame shakes that the tube actually comes out, so I just have to wait till filament's getting through it before I do anything. So now that I've got this, I can have this one here, but if both my printers are on, I've only got this one which doesn't rotate, nothing like that, and it only goes to 55 degrees, but when I've looked at some temperature gauges, it only actually says it goes up to 49, and it's never any higher. And that was before I cut the thing out at the back of it, and then even so it never reaches anywhere near 50, hence why I bought this one. Now, would I be a normal YouTuber if I didn't then wait until the recording stops to then look at the instructions and figure out what I needed to do? Yes. So I thought, like my normal filament dryer, I'm able to do it manually. What I have realised is it is like a normal AMS where it still needs to be connected to a printer in order to use it, which is fine with me. I've stuck it on my X1C for the time being, and it looks like this. So that is the humidity that's already in the machine, that is the temperature so far, and that's the time. I thought there was like a button here you press in order to do it, but obviously working with today's technology it's not the case. So you come over to here, updated it, and now it says this, which this screen looks even weirder now. So we've got the normal AMS, which is here, and that's 14, but that's fine because right now there's actually nothing in it. And then 61 for the HT, which obviously I don't know because I've not put in yet, but I have found my filament thing here which goes from 1 to 4. So I did buy this from Bamboo, which is like their longest PTFE tube they've got, and my plan was, because I've got, well, this wire is not, this was from the tool head, so that's minus that, but having this one here, and then when you come under here, having this one here, and a bunch of wires going up over there, I was going to wait. I didn't realise I'd be printing the shoe, so that's going to wait until tomorrow. As soon as that shoe's done, I will then wait until one day where I know I'm fully not going to use any of them, because I don't want to use this one in case it shakes this and makes layer lines. And I had this door open, and stupidly I leant down to do something, came up and banged my head off the door, so I don't know if that's shifted, but as you can see, that wee layer right there is just shifted, so I'm going to just not do anything just now and leave it. But I'm still doing this every so often and just pulling it so it's not tangling. But as of now, I'm going to wait until this is done, so this is tomorrow's job, but I'm going to just test all the stuff out for the HT. But I want to know what, I think the max is 85, so I'm going to try it. 85, yes. Can I do 90? No. So 85 is the highest temperature it can go, which is more better than the 65 from the normal AMS2 Pros. And just like that, within the space of about 5 minutes, I have got ABS in it. So I noticed though, when you do ABS, PLA, PETG, it automatically sets the temperature for you, so I just go with the default and it says 80. So it said 80 degrees Celsius for, I think it's like 8 hours, but I'm only putting it in for 4. And here you can see 4 hours, temperatures 24 reaching up to 25 and keep going up, and then the humidity, or the relative humidity, whatever you call it, was at 62, so it's climbing down very quickly. And I've also noticed with this that it doesn't give you much free movement, which is great, and I love that. But I will then just wait for a bit and see what happens. I'm going to assume it's going to get really hot, and I'm not going to put a PTFE tube in it yet. I have got it literally just here, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow until this shoe's done, because I do not want to do any movement. Obviously you can see right now it is shaking. You never see it from the camera, because when I done the clip the last time it didn't look like it was bad, but it's shaking now. So I'll wait till tomorrow till the shoe's done, or hopefully done. I mean, there's only one way to find out. And then after that I'm going to take all this shelf and move it out to get behind it, and I'm going to do a lot of cable management with the PTFE tubes. And what I'm going to do is, it came with an optional funnel and stand, which is this one here and this one here. I'm going to just print them in PLA because I'll not need them, and then that means that this one here, if I slice that, it shouldn't take as long. No, an hour and 19 minutes, which is perfect. So after about 10 minutes it's finally starting to print, looking good, and it is slowly, ever so slightly moving. So I'm happy that that's working. It is a bit fiddly to try and get it in this exit port, obviously, because that's more for TPU, and this one's meant to be where you normally put it, but when you put it through this one it doesn't let you dry. So that's another weird thing, but it's just like them, how you can either print or dry, you can't do both, whereas this one, it allows you to. And now the AMS is on this side, so it's still slowly working and it's printing. So now that'll be at, I think, what is it, 85 degrees? Yeah, 80 degrees for 4 hours, and it's got 3 hours 36 minutes left, and this is an hour and 9 minutes, so should be fine enough. So I will get back to you when this is done, and at the moment I can't smell anything, but I figured out these things here that came with the filament buffer for the X1C. When I want to leave this, when it's not printing and just drying, I can take both them out and use this to go between this black one here and this one and reconnect it, so this can just be standalone. So I'm happy I've kept them, because I didn't really think I'd use them, but yeah. So that's initiating the first layer, making sure everything's all good. That's still printing, and we're off to a good start. So I'm just going to wait until it's finished, and then as soon as that's done I will then disconnect the AMS to the point where it's just drying and not printing. So we'll get back to you when that happens. I'm just leaving this now because it's now starting to go in the middle, so I'm not worrying about that as much. And then I've got my AMS HT drying now. It's drying the ABS. It was printing this for a while, but I've removed it and then just set it back up so that it's now printing for 9 hours. So it's got 8 hours and 54 minutes left, but I'm going to leave that to set until tomorrow, and then that'll be the desiccant for the AMS HT. So up to now we're doing not bad. So I'll pick this up in the morning, I'm going to charge my camera overnight, and then I'll pick you up tomorrow, which should be Saturday. So it's officially been 24 hours, and as you can tell there's no more shoe in the P2S because I am currently wearing it to see how it goes, and it's not bad, to be totally honest. It is very cool. But it took 24 hours or 25 hours and an hour after. So if I show you on here, because I've still got it saved, there, 1 day, 1 hour and 33 minutes with 311 grams. But wow. But if I do want to wear them, I'll need to find a way to kind of shave this part and this part down. But minus that, they're very comfy. So I might be printing another one of them in the near future and finding a way to make it so that the two bones at my ankle don't hurt, and I might actually wear them. So you might see these in a future video. But I just thought I'd show you that, and here is all the waste for it. That's all the rubber waste from the supports and everything. So the last clip you've seen was about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I did print another one of them shoes, and they're currently sitting in my car now because I used them quite a lot. Went through an update with this camera and it ended up malfunctioning, so I had to wait on Canon to get back to me with a new update. So I tried to use my other camera here, but the reason I bought this one is because it actually sounds better quality. So aside from that, I have finally got my print set up the way I want to, and I've now got all 3 of my printers on here, and it's the best setup I can have, so I'm going to show you it. Boom, just like that. So we have now got the A1 Mini and the AMS Lite up here. We have got the 2 AMSs with the AMS HT in the middle, 2 printers both on the same level, and then under it we have all the stupid wee stuff. So we've got the bin where all the prints and files and just everything that comes off a print is in that box. This one's for the pip shoot, which I have now got it so that The pip chute is still the same, and it comes down to the T junction just under this wee shelf bit that comes to a single exit, all down here. And I do a lot of prints at the moment, and every one of them have went through to this, which has been fine. I've got my other dryer here, which is just sitting here because I don't want to waste it. I've got my silica gel beads right there, and then next to it I have got the stand for if I want to take the glass off, which I now no longer use the other stands. I used to have like vent things here, but I just kept with these because it's much easier, and when it comes to me using ABS, I can just take this off and then both of them are shut for whenever I need them. So yeah, that is the way I'm going. And I did change lights again, so there's no more lights under here, but there's 2 and 2 there as well. As you can see, there's 2 under this one because it lights up the X1 carbon better than any other lights, whereas this one only has the 1 because the light on this is great anyway. But yes, and the only sad part is I can't exactly turn this around to show you the other side. It is very cable managed, as you can see here, and I've got the 2 pip chutes coming down to the T bit here, so all that's figured out, all the wires are done. To give you a wee bit of a rundown, that 421 PTFE wee thing I bought, that is now connected to this printer. So I have got the AMS hub that goes to a small wire that goes to that device, and you can probably just see it in the wee pink bit up there, and then that separates into 2 wires that go to the AMS here and this one here. But then we tube things I have now got one connected here. So this wire here is for the AMS HT, but then if I want to feed TPU into this, then I just disconnect it from this part here and plug it into the top vent, which is this one here. And then I have got a wire that comes down to here that goes into this AMS here. That stays. And then whenever I want, I can just take this wire out and put it into the next slot for this for TPU. But up to now, both of these are connected to the X1 carbon and it remains that way. This one here is on its own, so this has just got the AMS here. And then I put this A1 Mini up here, and the light that used to be up here is now here. And I made some mounts through 3D printing to have that. So now it's got its own wee light here, so that if I'm not using it one day, just come around here, press that button, and that turns off. But it keeps these ones on. So when I'm not using this, it's fine. Plus, if I'm sitting in bed, the mirror has the light coming this way, so it annoys me. So sometimes I don't have it on, sometimes I do. And I've now switched out to my old extension that has like 10 plugs in it, which is perfect. So I'm able to have everything on, and if I need to turn everything off, I can, because sometimes the light on this stays on and doesn't go off unless you unplug it. So yeah, filament dryer there, which is currently doing my grey silk PLA. And I have moved everything, so I've now got the slots here for the hot ends for the A1 Mini here. And I also made a few more of these things here, which sit on this, which is for some of these, because some of these are bigger than others within the Sunloos. And over here, we now have some Scaras boards that are courtesy of 3D printed M4 bolts, which go there. Well, this one's a bit wiggly, but I need to sort that. And they go into these bolts here. So these ones here hold them in place. I made one of these to hold them, so now these Scaras boards are properly stiff, which is good. So I've got my scrapers here, which I've got 2 of them there for scraping obviously residue off the build plates and all that. And then I've got my pliers here, which is for cutting filament, which mostly is used for that. And if I'm drying any of these, then it takes ages, so I cut them. I've got my pump here, which is for my storage here, which obviously, as you can see, I've got some storage still going on, which is fine. And here are the M4 bolts in case most of these snap, because I don't know if you realise, but these have snapped. It's not good at zooming in, but most of these snapped, so it's fine. I've got my other bigger scraper when it comes to the big boy stuff. And then up here we have got my isopropyl alcohol in this. And then if we jump up, we have got my beds kind of wipe thing for when it comes to spraying stuff down. New spray bottle here, which I did tell you in the last wee clips, with a holder. Gorilla glue holder, which is good for super glue and stuff. And then up here we've got my, I don't know what you'd call this, but it's like a scraper to take off edges of stuff, and that sits there. And in this one here are just small wee tools, mainly for this annoying one. And I've got like a spanner in there that helps for these to be tightened and all that. But yes, I will be adding more to that, but because of the way my chair sits and how close I am, I'm not going to put another SCADA's board down here, because I think this one's just enough. And if I want to make any more, there is going to be a loop for doing all the servicing to these, that I'm going to make another one of these, and that'll be just up there somewhere. But yeah, so I'm happy the way it's turned out. Got my A1 Mini up here, but for everyone that has probably commented or says on my Instagram, I do not put all these printers on at the same time. So if I print with the A1 Mini, I wait until it's heating up and I wait until it's finally printing, and then I move to one of these if I want to put them on at the same time. And then I'll always do the X1 Carbon first, excluding the A1 Mini, because that takes 10 minutes for it to do its cycle before it starts printing. This one takes about 5 to 6 minutes, whereas this one only takes 3. So if all of them go on at the same time, it's always X1 Carbon, A1 Mini, and then the P2S. But I only use this one just now because I've not got any more black. I've only got the small roll, which that will be needing dried soon, because I've ran out with the big roll of black, so that's in a new delivery coming soon. Everything here is just storage at the moment. I got bored and made myself a big Lisa from The Simpsons, and it is literally like, here's the size of my arm, it's about 3-4 foot, so made that. Got my purge, because I'm doing more pictures like the one you see up there. I have some more rolls. I got a plate holder. I was going to put it on this one, but when this printer's on, or any of them are on, and it kind of shakes, all you heard was this sound. So I didn't do that anymore. And then I used to have my two AMSs stacked on top of each other, so I've kept that there, because knowing me, I change stuff all the time. So that's what I'm going to do. Opened a few more of these rolls, and all this is just random builds that I want to keep but don't want to bin yet. And all this still needs work, and they're my risers there that I don't need anymore. But up to now, I'm still figuring out what I want to do with this area, but I've got build plates here for the X1C and P2S, and I've got the ones here for the A1 Mini. But I am going to work on a way to make a camera system that sits up here maybe, so that if I want to see all my setup at once, I can go into a different app, which is like the Blink app or something, but I need to find out a way to do that which doesn't look tacky. But yes, happy with my system now, got my EMS, but because of the way these lights work, because the plug is literally there and then goes to this wire here, and this is the start, and this is the first light here, so I wasn't able to get my other light, because it only comes, there's 2 there, 1 there, and then there's 2 up here, but it doesn't come with another one, so I had to use my LED bar from the top cube to put there. But then when I'm not using this, I can turn it off and it's just away, and it's just these I worry about. But yes, so everything here's fine, and I'm not going to pull anything out to show you how it's all done, but I literally just one day woke up and thought I'm going to change everything again to make it the right way, because I knew I was wanting to put this Mini here to keep it on top. I just didn't know the situation with these two, but it's now worked out perfectly and it's fine. And even with all the printers on, like, it doesn't shake as much as you think, and with all these wee accessories that are all here and stuff like that, it doesn't actually cause much vibrations, which is great. So any other videos I'm going to do now, everything's all in one place, and then for storage it's all here, but this is all going to be worked out as well. I might make a wee stand that fits on the side here for like other spools, but I don't know yet. That's hard, but yeah, happy how it turned out, and I do apologise for the lateness of this. This video was honestly meant to take about 2 months to do, and we are currently sitting at January, like halfway, and I did want to announce that I was wanting to do this for the 1st of January to like start the year, but with so many things kind of working out and not working out, and I've had to get a new extension because my other one blew. Lesson learnt, don't put all 3 of your printers on at once. That's why now only one goes on at a time, and if I do want all 3 on, break between each going on is about 5 minutes, just so it's easier. But yes, happy the way it's turned out. And when I bought my long 4000mm wire for the PTFE tubes, 2 of them are here, which are being used, because when this was at the lowest on this side, these were stretching like mad and breaking the filament. So these 2 are the original with the A1 Mini, and these 2 are not, but they're longer so that it comes to this thing not bending, and I did say I was going to do that, so I did. And the other ones are literally just in here, but this is all like my storage and tools and, you know, everything you need to keep update with a printer. But yeah, happy with it, and I can now officially say this is the end of the video. Hopefully you'll enjoy. If there's any questions or comments, just leave them down because I'll answer everything. I don't get many comments on my videos, so I doubt anyone's going to comment anything. But if you do, if you want to know where I got anything from or how I managed to do this or that, or any suggestions on how to make this better, please let me know. I'll be happy to listen. This light here that goes like that, that's where it get changed in the near future because I want it so that it's going to go around the border here to make it look a bit more smart. This shelf is going to get took down one day and be half of a shelf because I found a 3D print that has like spoiler design and I like to do that. That's why this is still here, because I'm going to get more shelves here so that I can show off my prints that take maybe 12 hours, some prints that take 10 hours, some that are 24 hours, like this one here. That is still my best print, that was 24 hours and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my next plan. But yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy. And sorry this took so long. This has been a big huge project that I've done, and I don't know if I probably should have took it on and videoed it, but I did. So you want to know anything else, leave it in the comments, but I will continue printing and there will be more videos coming out in the near future. I did say that I was going to upload every month, but with my work schedule and everything like that, it's hard to kind of upload every month, but I will still try. But don't expect a new upload. I'm going to change my bio and all that so that it's different, because every time I do miss an upload I feel bad, but at the same time there's only so much you can do as one person. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy. Sorry this took so long, I do apologise once again, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. So until then, take care. Peace.